All right, guys. We're just jumping straight into it today, and this is going to be a little bit of a different stream. This is going to be a stream, but also like a kind of interactive gameplay guide, tips and tricks. Because I see, I'm retiring from modding, but I see oftentimes a lot of people kind of struggle with getting into LoreRim. I also see people maybe I guess get gate kept a little bit by people just saying, "Oh, get good, skill issue," sort of thing. And Requiem and LoreRim is super approachable, but it is a learning curve just because it's so different from vanilla. But we're gonna take a look at everything, starting with character creation. And the cool thing is the website is being worked on. There's going to be a big update to the website, and we'll kind of show you right away just how different Requiem is. Because the thing, a lot of times people just think that they can just pick whatever they normally would in vanilla and run straight into an enemy, and then unfortunate things happen. And yeah, so starting with character creation. So I'll show you this on the website here, just so you guys can see the key differences. Most of this is accurate, but Requiem has a lot of racial bonuses to differentiate all of the races, how they play. Starting with Altmer or High Elves. I mean, obviously they're going to be the go-to magic casters. They start with the highest magicka pool. They also start with 50% magicka regen and a little bit of elemental weakness, but they have by far the highest magicka regen. But one thing to keep in mind here is the races also have different starting health, magicka, and stamina regen base values, which does matter. So while you could be an Altmer pure warrior, you can do it, but you will be a little bit more limited than like a warrior, pure warrior orc. But we'll take a look at everything. And unarmed damage is a little bit different. One thing that is a little bit off here is the unarmed damage values. So these should get updated. But Argonians are going to be kind of your hybrid mage slash tank. And some races can make things without perks. So by default in Requiem, you need perks to recharge your weapons. You need a perk to make armor. You need a perk to make potions. But for example, Altmer can recharge stuff without perks, and they can make potions without perks. Argonians obviously water breathing, but they have a pretty good health pool, and they have a little bit of a magicka boost as well. Plus, they heal passively. They heal really good passively. By default in Requiem, there's no natural regen, so you have to get health boosting stuff. Bosmer are going to be your sneak archers, basically. They do have a little bit of magicka. So you can work in a little bit of, alteration, maybe conjuration. I did a conjure bow build on a Bosmer recently, and that was insanely strong. But their best thing ever is strange meat. It regens stamina and magicka every second, and you get it from killing enemies. So you can just passively get a lot of regen from killing people. All these changes are current in the new version. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They also have strong stomach. So races that have strong stomach like Bosmer and Argonians are able to eat raw meat, which also makes sense with the strange meat. They also get extra armor penetration when using a bow. Bretons are your battle mages. They got magic resistance. They have cheaper spells. They have a good little bit of health, not as much as Argonians, but they also do have a lot of magicka, not as much as Altmer. Are the changes 4 to 4.1 noticeable? Um, some of the changes, it should still be pretty familiar. The racial changes are gonna be the same as 4.0 for the most part. I did buff, Argonians. So Argonians, I actually give them 1.5 health per second. And, claws are a little bit nerfed, not a whole lot, but a little bit. So Bretons, they got quite a bit of, tankiness for a mage. And I would I would personally say Bretons are an easier starting mage than Altmer. Altmer are kind of glass cannons. Dunmer, your kind of stealth mage. I appreciate you, Patman. Dunmer are kind of your stealth mage. They got good bit of magicka. They got some stamina. And of course, they got fire resist. They have stronger destruction and conjuration, so they make great spell swords as well. They can sneak without perks. They can recharge weapons without perks, and they can make potions without perks. Imperials are sort of your jack of all trades, but also the best race for having like a lot of followers because they have equal stats across the board: health, magicka, stamina, and then they also give a boost to followers. So followers get more magicka and stamina. And they also get fortify, speech, and barter, so they can sell things. Khajiit, it doesn't say here, but Khajiit, in my opinion, their best bonus is they can't die from skooma. So skooma has a 1% chance to kill you in Requiem, and skooma is very strong, but it can kill you. Khajiit can't die from skooma. They can get all sorts of other nasty effects, but they can't die from skooma. You've of course got your Night Eye. They move faster, and they also move even faster while sneaking. So they're probably one of the best stealth characters. They start with the largest stamina pool, so they're really good for sneak builds. Nords have a lot of health, 140 starting health, 120 starting stamina, less shout cooldown, stronger shouts, resist frost, decreased power attack cost, and 5% stronger melee attacks. So they are your go-to shout build class. Now, if you're looking at a pure warrior for a heavy warrior, one of the best options is orcs. They got 160 health. They have the highest amount of starting health. They do have weak stomach, strong stomach. They got 100 base armor rating. They got 10% magic resist. So they have a baseline. That's about a 10% baseline resist for both magicka and physical damage. Because 100 armor rating is about 10% physical damage reduction when not counting penetration. And yeah, like I said, they have strong stomach and 20% decreased power attack cost. Now, for a lighter build or kind of more a berserker build, red guards are arguably better than orcs because they have 120 starting health, which is pretty good, 140 stamina, and then also 20% reduced power attack cost, 5% pen, and then a whopping 50% stamina regen and 1 less stamina cost per second when sprinting. Plus, they got resist to disease and poison. So they can just sprint for days and days. And you can just power attack like a maniac. Really good for dual wielding and berserker builds. So all of the races have strengths and weaknesses, and they're very differed from vanilla, where one just gets like some resist, and another gets something else, and another gets something else. So let's get into it. For our purposes, I'll just make one of the easiest builds is probably either like a Nord or a Red Guard warrior. I'll do a Red Guard warrior build. I'll just keep it something simple, but I'll get into like the different things you can do. You have lots of presets as well. Each combo has about 3 different options for both males and females, so you got tons of options here. Plus, there's a lot of presets on Nexus as well. Oh, does this not work for... Oh, I forgot that it might not work for Edge UI, the new optional UI thing. What's good, Space Cowboy? Increased skooma chance? Skooma used to be even worse before. All right, so you also have your starting birth signs. These are permanent starting birth signs. So once you choose these, you cannot choose anything else. Lady is one of the easiest ones because one thing that people struggle with in Requiem, I think, is just stamina management. So the Lady Stone actually gives you more health and stamina regen, and you can run and sprint without exertion for longer. But I'm going to go with the Warrior because I did pick a Red Guard, and Red Guards already have a lot of stamina. So you want to kind of build into your strengths and maybe even fill the gaps where maybe your build is, you know, a little bit weaker. So the Warrior gives you increased health and penetration. Now, one thing that you guys got to know about how penetration works is penetration is always a percent. Sometimes it shows on tooltips as a flat number, but it's always a percent. So 1% penetration means that you basically, when you're attacking the enemy or when an enemy is attacking you, it counts as you or the enemy, whichever way it's going, having 1% less armor. So if you have, I said earlier that 100 armor rating is 10% physical damage reduction, right? So, oh, is the stream buffering? It might be my internet might be kind of freaking out a little bit. Hopefully it's not too bad. But anyway, so when, oh, it is, man, lately my internet has just not been that great. Maybe it'll get better in a second, but a little bit rough. It's good, but not melting. A heat wave. Yeah, it's a heat wave here too. Here and there, not too bad. Okay. Well, so penetration, how penetration works is it's always a percentage. So if you have 500 armor rating, right? It's as if you have 50% damage reduction, physical damage reduction, if your enemy doesn't have any penetration at all, right? However, if they have, let's say, 50 penetration, it's going to be 50% of your 50%. So when they hit you, it's like you have 250 armor rating, which is 25%. Hopefully that makes sense. The other thing is your armor rating has a soft cap of 750. So 750 is 75% physical penetration, meaning at 750 armor rating, assuming an enemy hits you, all the enemies hitting you don't have any penetration, you're at the armor cap. But a lot of enemies do. A lot of enemies have about 50-ish penetration. So I'm saying penetration a lot, but the hard cap, the hard penetration is 80%, which works out to 3,750 armor rating. So armor rating is technically useful all the way up to 3,750, but you're almost never going to find enemies that have that much penetration, although some might, right? So armor rating is good for quite a while. Anyway, that's enough talking about penetration. A lot of the, pretty much every standing stone also, once you get a certain skill maxed out, or maybe multiple skills, something, you get a secondary effect. So with the warrior stone, when you get a warrior skill, when you get a weapon skill, sorry, so like one-handed, two-handed, then you get what is it? Double the penetration. And everything has something like this. So like the mage stone, for example, when you master a magic skill, you get 20% stronger spells instead of 10%. You know, the thief, once you master alchemy, you get one extra poison dose. So all of these have like a little sort of scaling effect. This is custom to the LoreRim. A lot of these tweaks are custom LoreRim tweaks and not, you know, Requiem. You think you've joined 90% of the streams from us 2 years? I appreciate you. This is the last stream ever, though. Like, actually, hold me. If you ever see me go live, just don't join. Just don't be like, oh, this liar. No, this is my last stream ever. I don't plan on coming back to streaming after this. It's been a fun time, but yeah, I just have a lot of stuff to do before November. So never say never. No, I'm saying never. Okay, well, never say if someone held me to a gunpoint is like, you have to stream, I guess that would make an exception or something. But realistically, this is my last stream ever. But yeah, I mean, if you're doing a magic build, I'd recommend sticking to a magical thing. Mage, just a regular mage, is really good for beginners who are just trying to get into Requiem to try to do a magic build, because it doesn't have really any severe downsides. Like the Apprentice Stone, you know, you regen Magicka really fast, but you also take 25% more Magicka damage. And then the Atronach Stone, you obviously don't have any natural Magicka regen. And so with this, what I want to say is natural Magicka regen is percent regen. Flat regen you can still benefit from. So think about potions that have flat regen. Also, any like item effect, like the Ethereal Crown in LoreRim gives you, I think, 8 Magicka regen per second. And then there's also some spells that restore Magicka. So there's ways to get around it. But, you know, for a beginner mage build, I would recommend the mage. For a beginner warrior build, I would recommend either the warrior or the lady. And for a beginner sneak build, I would recommend either the thief or the shadow is very strong for beginner sneak builds. You have a really strong sneaking ability. Does it make sense to go the mage if you're thinking about doing a Spellblade thing? Yeah, I've done Spellblade builds, both warrior and mage. Here's how I would do it. So that's a great question. If you're picking a Spellblade build and the starting race that you're choosing is more of a warrior focused one, I would go mage. If it's more of a magical one, like let's say a Breton, I would maybe consider doing a warrior, because that way, if you're doing a warrior as a Breton, you'll get some weapon pen that you wouldn't otherwise get. And then you'd also get a lot more starting health that'll keep you alive a little bit longer. Whereas if you wanted to be a Spellblade like Nord or an Orc, you're already naturally tankier. But your base Magicka regen is lower, so you might want to go like a Mage Stone or Apprentice Stone. So, and you got to think about your strengths too and how those play into it. So like I was saying earlier, how Orcs have 10 magic resist. Well, Apprentice gives you 25% weakness to magic. So that bonus that Orcs get helps to offset it a little bit. Sunspell's nerfed into the ground. I don't know who told you that. Sunspells are definitely not nerfed into the ground. And I even buffed them a few patches ago, especially the vanilla Requiem ones. Sunspells are still definitely strong. I even buffed the perk for Sunspells, I think. So anyway, I'm going to pick Warrior. What's good, Rumen? Now, here's where you pick your major and minor skills. You get 3 major, 6 minor skills. So your major skills will raise by 10, and your minor skills will raise by 5. But also your major skills will determine your starting items. So if you pick let's say I want to do heavy armor. If I pick heavy armor as one of my starting skills, then I'll start with heavy armor curious. And then let's say I want to start with a two-handed weapon, I'll go two-handed. And let's say maybe I want like a bow as backup, I'll go that. And then I can just pick kind of whatever I think might be good from there. We'll start with the smithing book and some materials. And not just that, you'll also get like some miscellaneous items like food and whatnot from whatever you end up picking. And food is also very important. Now, religion is winter sun with some tweaks, but for the most part, it's base winter sun, and each race has their own starting deities, but most deities are unlockable to everybody. Like Lecky follower ignores a percentage of opponent's armor. That might be good. Heal yourself through prayer. Sata Call is very strong, by the way, for any sort of crafting build. I'll just pick Lecky. And then I'm really hoping the stream doesn't stay busted if multiple audio is scuffed. Oh, geez. Okay. What if... I'm wondering if it's actually going to be better if I do display capture. Let me know if that's better. Let me know if it's better doing display capture instead of game capture. Buffering got more consistent, but the audio is crackly. It's so weird. I'm getting like a YouTube weird warning. Video is delayed. Yeah, just refresh, I guess. So here is where you also get 2 traits, and you can also get a 3rd trait in Sovngarde. So keep that in mind. You can eventually get a 3rd trait. How can we find the 2 LoreRim contest weapons? One of them is craft only with the ebony perk, and I just added it. Conscious hasn't made the other one yet. So each trait, pretty straightforward. They all have their pros and cons. I would just do a lot of theory crafting whenever you play LoreRim. Just kind of, think about your builds. We added some new ones with this latest update. They don't have pictures yet, but balanced casting is pretty cool. Pick a resistance: fire, frost, shock, poison, or magic. Both you and enemies within 200 feet have resistance to them, both reduced by 25. Plagued Mind. Undead summons and raise dead last 200% longer. However, your magicka is reduced to 0 while a friendly summon is active. So this will be interesting to see how people use this. Basically, you can precast stuff and then cast your summon, and then this would be good for like a spell blade caster build, because 200% longer is actually pretty good, especially early on. And then self-taught: for every 3 books you read, you gain 1 point of magicka. However, you start with 100 less magicka. And I already had some people ask. There's probably like a good 800 books in LoreRim, so eventually you'll definitely vastly outpace that 100 less magicka. But I'm just gonna go with, let's see, I'm doing like a 2-handed build, and I don't really plan on using a lot of magic. I might go Gambler to get more crit chance. And then I might honestly do maybe fast shot, or maybe disciplined, because I'll do bow as a backup. So that way bows do more damage, however they reload slower. And then here you choose between Noctide, which is gives you new perks. Or I mean, sorry, it gives you 3 extra perks. So you normally start with 3. In Noctide, you start with 6. It also gives you some more stats. And it makes Requiem's regen penalties a lot lighter. So it makes them a lot lighter. Raven, you get a 3rd trait, but not until later in the game. Starting with 3 traits, in my opinion, is way too OP. But anyway, if you're brand new to LoreRim, you can definitely choose Noctide. You can turn this off anytime except for the perks, and like you'll get those no matter what, as well as the whatchamacallit, the starting stats. Those will stay, but everything else you can turn off, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Hey, Andre, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Are the enemies less spongy in the new update? Enemies were never spongy in LoreRim. I don't know what you mean by that. Enemies are definitely not spongy in LoreRim. So in Requiem Light, the MCM here, you can, if you enabled Noctide, you can disable Requiem Light here. So, and then you have a lot of MCM options. You can tweak your liking, you know, True HUD, true directional movement with your target lock and everything. And then grab some starting stuff. You can also choose a starting location by speaking to the dragon here. Or you can just choose the default start, which I personally like, just the default one. It kind of makes me not compelled to really do anything. I can just... Is it laggy? Okay, let me switch over to game capture. Hoping this will be a lot better. Anyway. I don't know why YouTube is deciding to troll me on my last day. It might honestly be the E and B, maybe? I'm on A and B is heavier. I mean, my gameplay is fine, but maybe it's just that. Might have to restart. It's laggy even now? That's better? Okay. Great. Okay, now, actually, one thing I should mention. If you do this start, if you do this start and you want to start the main quest, you talk to the innkeeper. Actually, I think if you do any of the starts, except starting with as the Dragonborn, maybe, just choose the best room.
Good day.
And then it'll give you a key to that room, and then you can start up like crazy. Now, one thing, and this is, I've noticed that this is a thing with Edge UI, is I'll always have to disable the player widget here. Isn't that the player widget? More HUD. General target data. Display target weight and carrier weight. I don't know which one it is. This thing likes to pop up from time to time. It's super annoying. Thought it is this. Maybe I have to like pick something up. Anyway, I'll deal with that later. Yeah, I know it overlaps. For some reason Edge UI makes that thing pop up on occasion. Maybe I have to pick a flower up. Oh my god, that's so annoying. It wasn't popping up when... Like, I really hate this thing. I center it. Turn off always visible. I tried doing that, but it's just always there. It's like a lame edge UI thing that sometimes pops up. Anyway, either way, edge UI is optional. Okay, there. Finally, it went away. It finally went away. So if you end up playing with edge UI, which is optional, you can switch back to good old untarnished UI at any time. You can do it that way. Also, there is a vanilla bug where sometimes your character face will be all messed up. Well, actually, it's not a vanilla bug. It's a bug. It's a mod called like NPC face fixer or something. But sometimes, especially when using this alternate start, it causes some weird face issues. But if you just go back into race menu once and exit back out, it should fix it permanently. All right, so let me put on this iron cuirass. And what you might notice immediately is my stamina is draining like crazy. So actually, because I'm a red guard, it's not draining too much. If I was like playing as like a Breton, I'd be out of stamina by now. And that's because for most things, you have to really put a perk into it for it to be useful. So if I grab the first heavy armor perk, you'll notice my stamina is going up now. Yeah, face discoloration fix. Yeah, thanks. So, same with, you know, two-handed marksman. It's going to be tough. I mean, look, the first marksman thing gives armor penetration to ammo. It's really tough fighting armored enemies with a bow without it. LoreRim has a lot of custom perks. And a lot of game mechanics are perk locked. So dodging, for example, you need a dodge perk in order to be able to dodge. Otherwise, you know, you're not going to be able to. Now, you could also use vanilla favorites, but LoreRim also has the wheeler menu. And I don't know what it is for controller users. Users can do it as well. But if you hold a G, you have these slots, and you can create more slots by pressing M. And you can right-click the slots to delete them, and you can press N to create new tabs. And you can press E to switch between tabs. But you can end up putting your items there to hotkey. You can put all your, you know, potions. You can put whatever you need. You shouldn't add or remove traits mid-game, no. I think we added a way to remove traits, but I don't think you can really add a bunch of them mid-game. You do get one extra one that you can add. I thought we added a way to remove them. I'm trying to think. We might have added a way, but I can't remember it. I remember talking to Shazza about it. So, as I said, food items are really important. So a big mistake I see people make is they'll go into combat level 1 just completely unprepared. Look at this. Hot beef stew, health increases by 50 for 3,600 seconds. So meaning at level 1, I have 220 health. I have 220 health at level 1, just because I ate some soup and I picked a warrior stone, and I picked a class that's gonna, you know, be relevant to my eventual build. So one thing that doesn't mean that you can just W key at everyone. Now Helgen The Helgen Keep, especially just in this first room down here, has some quick little goodies for anybody. Apparently, there's some dude chilling here. But, oh, another thing people ask about is they can't pick stuff up. So you have to crouch to steal stuff. You can change that in the better third-person selection hockey, but MCM, I mean. But that's really just to prevent you from accidentally stealing stuff. Now, oh, it's not going to actually show up until I start the main quest, and this is busted up. But anyway, once you start the main quest, you can obviously get those potions without it counting as stealing, but there will also be the first tier craftsmanship book here. You check our suit before going on run IRL.
We will crush this rebellion. We must do.
There's a potion that clears them all. Yeah, that's what I thought. And thank you, Insane Artist. Anyone deal with darkness? The easiest way is Candlelight. Candlelight is, it's like 60 minutes of light, and it's dirt cheap to cast. And it's toggleable in Requiem, so you can just toggle it on and off if you recast it. Alright. So I got a little bit of starting armor. I got my starting bow. Let's see how I do with combat. I also got roasted salmon fillet if I wanted some health regen. But I think that might not stack with my health boost from this. But I can eat an apple. Actually, let me eat this bread. And with the bread, I still have my 220 health, but now it gives me 0.6 stamina regen per second. Meaning I can run around quite a bit. I mean, I'm full sprinting right now. And my stamina is doing, I mean, a lot better than in vanilla. Your stamina bar is basically your second health bar, by the way, guys. Under, I think it's below 30% stamina, you start facing massive penalties. You start moving slower, you take more damage, and you deal less damage. So don't let your stamina ever get super, super low. It's better to just back off at that point. All right, I want to go for, what's that guy? That was nice, I got it. I instantly got a crit. Okay, that guy's freaking out. Again, just because I'm in heavy armor and just because I'm level 1 doesn't mean I have to hold W at him. Just back off. Assess the situation, let the enemies come to you. Alright, now that he's swung. Oh, and here's another cool thing. I'll show you guys that. Let me get some stamina potion going. Also gonna keep my health full. I do start with a lot of health potions, so might as well use them. If I hold backwards and then I power attack or a regular attack, you get some extra little abilities through the 4 honor combat. You can also play LoreRim in first person though, obviously if you want. This guy gives me some nice little upgrades. Oh, that's streamer luck, guys. Two-handed weapons deal 5% more damage. That's actually crazy streamer luck. Like, I will take it. Yeah, you can play in first person if you wanted. LoreRim is designed to be playable in both. That guy's body just dipped out. Oh, what the? There he is. Say a dude went to Sovereign Guard. Alright, easy. Look, bandits, level 1. This whole thing of, you know, I can't fight mud crabs. Let me actually show you this. I'm gonna show you. Let me get a dagger. I'll get a war axe, I guess. So the other thing is there are different types of attacks, and there's different types of resistances. Let me kill this wolf so I can get the bestiary menu unlocked. Hopefully that unlocks it. Maybe I already had it unlocked. Oh, it didn't unlock it. But either way, as you kill enemies, you can press K and it'll open up the bestiary menu. And it'll tell you exactly what resistance an enemy has. So some resistance are, some enemies are resist to slash damage, which are axes and swords. Some enemies are resist to blunt, which is, you know, your maces, warhammers, and stuff. Piercing damage is daggers, and then ranged is obviously your bows and crossbows. You can press Y to toggle your helmet on and off. We were considering doing something with the standing stones eventually, but I don't know if we're ever gonna. But, you know, obviously if you pick your birth sign, standing stones aren't gonna do anything because birth signs replace them. But I was talking to Shazda, and what I want to eventually do is make it so the standing stones just give you like maybe like a daily power or like a really temporary buff that you can only have one of active at a time. Rapiers do piercing damage? No, I think rapiers are technically still slash because they are swords still. The game isn't that advanced to know the difference. Let's find a mud crab. You needed this, you're a visual learner. Yeah, like in the stream, yeah, it'll get turned into a video as well. I think one of the most important things though is don't give up. Like truly, like there's a reason it's in the readme and in the description. Ultimately, Requiem is de-leveled, so you're only going to feel like you're getting stronger as you level up. So even if something does kick your ass early on, you can still, oh my god, that wolf completely juked me. There we go, now I get a bestiary guide. The Traveler's Guide. So its weakness is actually ranged. I actually didn't even know that, to be honest. And you also have a guide, so this will tell you what everything is. So maces, hammers, quarterstaffs, axes, swords, spears, bows, crossbows, daggers, daedric weapons, and stuff like that. And it'll talk about like collectibles and stuff, and there's a lot of cool info to be had here. So just press K whenever you need some additional tips and tricks. But I think what people struggle with the most in combat is just holding W key at an enemy. Like you don't want to ultimately get hit, you know? So try to block things, try to move out of the way. One really funny tip that I learned while somebody told me this while I was trying to play a 3BF Tweaks list is you actually move a lot slower moving straight backwards. Have you ever noticed that? This is a vanilla thing. If you move straight backwards, look how slow you move. But if you move diagonally backwards, you move significantly faster. This is a really common trick to avoid enemies. That's an insanely simple, easy trick to avoid getting hit. But the goal of the list is to at least make it a challenge, but make it a fair challenge. Not everything is perfectly balanced, but try. So let's see how much damage we do with a war axe compared to a dagger. They're both iron. So that the dagger is supposed to do 16 damage, and this is supposed to do 32 damage. Hopefully I can find a mud crab. There's some around here. Hello? Oh, also, if you guys want to turn off survival mode, you can always do so just in the gameplay. And we'll do that just past a couple of game hours just to make it a little bit more visible. Oh. That one? I'm just trying to find a mud crab. I know there's some further up in the river, but there's usually also wolves there, and I'm not trying to deal with wolves. Okay, here we go. Hello. Also, different mud crabs are different based on their sizes. These ones might all be the same, technically. Mud crab medium, mud crab medium, mud crab medium, yeah. But actually, bigger mud crabs have higher resist, higher health. So, that did 61 points of damage. But that was a crit, so it did basically double. The dagger did 14. Let's see without a crit. I get another crit with the axe. Okay, this is a bad demonstration. Alright, there we go. 43. So I can't do math in my head right now, but basically, let's see. Mud crabs are resistant to, yeah, it should be axes and ranged weapons. These ones are like lot less resist because they're the medium-sized ones. But my point is, you know, the dagger was doing relatively decent damage considering it's a really small little weapon compared to the war axe. You saw a large mud crab killing a bear. Yeah, they can be brutal. Just download this pack after not touching Skyrim for years. Oh, hopefully you have fun. All right. Now, leveling is honestly pretty straightforward. You get XP from killing things. You also get XP from quests, and you get XP from finding new locations that you haven't ever found before. So, once you level, and I'll show you with the little leveling cheat, player.adv level 160 to get me to the next level. Once you level up, this is when you spend your points on skills. And then you get your perk point. You get 30 points from level 1 through 25. It costs 1 point to level a skill. Then it costs, I think, 2, and then 3, and then 6. So yeah, and because it's static skill leveling, one thing that's really helpful is to save your money on skill trainers, because skill trainers actually don't you don't lose out on that. You get XP, yeah, you get XP from clearing a location as well. But with skill trainers, you don't lose out on not having raised your skills with a skill trainer. So at level 1, you start with 5 skills being able to be raised, right? But if you don't raise any with a skill trainer, next level you get 10. And then next level you get 15, right? So you can stack them up. Is block even worth it if you're two-handed? Yeah. So block is definitely worth it because the right side of the block tree counts for weapons as well. So it allows you to parry. This, one of the best perks for stamina management is experience blocking. Block 50% more damage, recover some stamina when blocking a hit. This stamina recovery is insanely good. This will save your ass so many times in combat. I can't tell you how many times I've been trapped in a corner, 0 stamina, tons of enemies. I just sit there and block and get all my stamina back. So that was +1 per level? No. No, it's 5 per level. It is 5 per level. And then starting at level 2, you also get your first Destiny perk. Maybe because I cheated in my level, it didn't show up this time. But you get your first Destiny perk starting at level 2. And then starting at level 5, you get your second one. Then every 5 levels after that. So 10, 15, etc. But normally if your level skips, it should still eventually catch up next level. But this is basically like your class tree, and you get enough perks to get all the way up to the end of the tree where you'll get your really good bonus. If you ever need to reset your skill tree, you can do so through this Destiny thing. Oh, actually, I didn't even know that. That kind of makes sense. I clicked reset and it gave me a point back. Okay, cool. Give me my point. So, you got lots of ways to get strong. You start off weak, but you get stronger. Also, pro tip, you gotta rush to those giants so you don't make Ayla mad. Also, you get some pretty good XP for just helping with this guy usually. Oh, chill. So you got 185 XP just for staring at him.
Yourself well. You could make for it, and we show up. If you go to him, good luck.
Gotta use the power to get the first Destiny perk. I've never had to use the power to get the first perk before. I normally just get it on my own. I might eat the salmon fillet just to get my health regen. Doesn't pressing Ayla do anything? I don't know, builds confidence maybe? I don't know. Now, let me show you another important tip while we clear out some additional bandits. Oh god. Saber cats. Now, if you do die in... Let me show you camping supplies. So at a lot of merchants, you can buy camping supplies. You can also craft them once you get some smithing perks. But you can make camping supplies and plop them down anywhere to build campsites. LoreRim has a death alternative mod where when you sleep somewhere, you can end up actually respawning there after you die. So let me sleep here. Let me sleep for an hour. That way, if I do die to these. Oh, and also being rested also gives you some bonuses to carry weight and things like that. Get demolished by skellies. I feel like I get demolished by saber cats. Saber cats, I never hear them coming. They're way too quiet. So they'll just pop up behind you. Okay, those bandits are actually occupied right now, so this is a good chance to... Oh, also, hotkeys for... there's a single place to change all your hotkeys, track down each hotkey per mod. If you actually press F11, it'll show you all the hotkeys. So if you press F11, it'll show you all the hotkeys. Tracking them down per mod, though, I'll show you stuff in Mod Organizer 2 towards the end of the stream. Because some mods, the hotkeys are here, like, you know, helmet toggle is through hotkey and the helmet toggle MCM and stuff. But I'll show you. And now, left, down, and right use potions. So if you press down, it'll use a stamina potion. If you press left, it'll do health. And if you press right, it'll be a magicka potion. I think I can... Oh, that was all my stamina. So I don't have any perks for... I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't have any perks for power attacking. So power attacking a two-handed weapon is all my stamina gone. Since I don't want to die, I'm going to wait for my stamina to regen. And I'll let her kind of swing. Okay. And NPCs can dodge. Gotta just wait for an opening and then she's decapitated. Very cool. Alright. The reason I came here was not to decapitate Dunmer, although that's always a good time, is because you can actually get this Khajiit caravan note, and you can find these throughout your travels. Now, the reason why Khajiit caravan notes are important is because gold has weight, but you can trade these into the Khajiit caravans for gold, and you can trade gold for these caravan notes, which makes it basically like a little banking system. These potion keys conflict with photo mode. That sucks. I don't use photo mode, so that sucks. Anyway, these notes basically make it easier to carry gold around. And if you go to the East Empire buildings, you'll actually get even larger notes for, I think, like up to 50,000 gold. Yeah, and you can set up a camp in a dungeon. So let me get killed. Now, you do lose, and this is configurable through the, you can search, CMs through the bottom. This is configurable through the respawn souls-like thing, but you do lose a little bit of XP and a little bit of gold when you die. Now, the XP loss is permanent. I mean, you can always get more XP. You can always get more gold, I assume, too, but you can actually get your gold back. It'll drop a little baggie. Hello. And LoreRim is brutal. That wolf hit me 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times. And I died in one hit. LoreRim too hard. Anyway. Should spawn me back at my bag. Sometimes, if it can't safely spawn you, it'll spawn you at a temple. Yeah, I'm back safe and sound in my campfire. If your potions ever get kind of messed up, you can also go back to the race menu. Just do show race menu and exit out of it, and it should fix your potions. Anyway. Also, if LoreRim is still too hard, you can tone down the difficulty. Requiem doesn't normally have difficulty sliders. I added in Styx's difficulty sliders mod, so difficulty sliders, it will increase damage dealt and received or decrease it based on difficulty, but it's not going to be as drastic as in vanilla. But you get other bonuses or detriments. So like at a legendary difficulty, like casting spells, for example, is a lot more expensive compared to vanilla, which is, and then you get like penalties to your regen, which is a lot better in my opinion than just making things spongier and making you do less damage. To be fair, this is what heavy armor is for. But yeah, of course. Just like light armor is for not getting hit. No, I'm not using a modular expansion. Most of those new camping mods that come out, they're not compatible with other things. So now a giant, I might not have the best of luck trying to kill at low levels. I mean, maybe if I had a ton of arrows, I could be able to do it. But I mean, honestly, even a bandit camp. Let's go back to Riverwood. Like let's try out Ember Shard Mine at level 2. Didn't take too much. I mean, even if I didn't cheat in that little bit of XP, we would have been level 2 at pretty much once we got to Riverwood anyway. So I really like not losing my progress when I die. I have a habit of forgetting to save. Yeah, it's a nice way to keep going. And plus it also is there to prevent your save from getting corrupted. Because, you know, the more and more you reload a save, even vanilla or really lightly modded, you end up just, unless you're safely reloading from desktop each time, you can end up kind of breaking your save. Now kill a dragon. Kill a mud fox entry. I honestly think it was collateral damage. I think I hit both. Missives are another good way to level up. So major towns will have a missives board. And it can range from, you know, finding a fugitive to killing a vampire. And usually the vampires are really low level, easy to kill up early on. To, you know... Oh, and also, not even doing this, drinking water before you have a meal is also a good way to raise the buff. Kill Nazim, right?
You're lost? Great. Now I'm gonna have to kill you.
Oh, I want his armor. Okay, I could fight this guy and he's cracking out. But I'd rather deal with the ranged people first. Just so they're not taking pot shots at me while I'm trying to fight this orc. Again, trying not to get hit.
Your armor will look good on me.
Holy sh...
Oh well.
I genuinely I genuinely didn't know that he was right there. Hey, it's all good. We try again. I thought he was I thought he was in front of the door, not to my side. That kind of scared the hell out of me. Alright, let's try again. And again, no shame in dying. It's part of the fun. Eventually you'll get strong enough.
New donation from someone.
Hey, someone. Thanks so much. LoreRim is too hard. Let's see what else I got here. I do still have one more beef stew. I'll have an apple as well. See, there's my backpack.
What was that? Time to end. Where are you?
Oh! That was hilarious. I'm gonna pepper him up a little bit. I'm not even looking at my casting bar. I forgot that I got the trait.
Yes, an order.
Oh, chill.
You want a real
Oh,
fight?
another cool little tip is if you find blue mountain flowers, they're really good early, like, fake potion sort of thing. Oh, this guy's crazy. Let me try backing up. Okay, I got my potion off. This is where I RNG try to hope for skooma not killing me. Hell yeah. Now let me hold S backwards and I'll power attack when I can. Shoulder check him. There we go. You know what? And he had more skooma. It's a sign. It's a sign that I haven't had enough skooma. And I'll just upgrade my stuff
New
as I
donation
can.
from Derek.
Hey, Derek, thanks so much for the coffee. He's a big boy. Oh, and some enemies, they can be legendary too. So keep that in mind. Some enemies, legendary enemies have a lot better loot, but they can also crack out. The skooma made me fall down, which is hilarious. Looking for me. It's like you're gonna pay. Bye-bye. Okay, also pro tip. Cabbage, great item. Anytime you see cabbages early game and salt and apples, you definitely want to try to pick them up. Because apple cabbage stew is really good. What else is in here? Some steel arrows. Ember Shard I know has some potions right there. Another little thing, you can actually make cooking pots with iron ingots, and you can go to a fire and like just a regular fire and click on the cooking pot and it'll act as, you know, one of these cooking pots, which is really cool. I got some cooked potatoes, keep my stamina up.
New donation from BPUT.
Hey, BPUT, thanks so much. Veggie stew, yeah. Alright, so again, you can end up, if you feel like you're gonna die in a dungeon, just set up a little campfire. You can always respawn here. Although this, I might not have placed it that great. There is a risk of something seeing you while you're camping. Okay. That didn't fall down completely. Shoulder check! Okay, let me try some more skooma. Skooma will... is a thing dreams are made of. Oh, did I die? Oh no, I didn't die. I was just knocked down. Good. Oh, but I'm about to die. I'm about to die. And use your hotkeys. That was some Sixth Sense bullshit. I just heard it. I'm like, I know it's gonna hit me if I don't. Oh, I need to hold my draw longer. So you can see the casting bar at the very top there. The scuba's gonna get me killed. The casting bar will tell you when your bow is fully drawn. So he's probably low stamina as well, so his bow will probably not hurt as much. Because enemies can run out of stamina too, so if enemies run out of stamina, sometimes it's a little war of attrition. And if their stamina runs out, you're chilling. Oh shit. Oh, they're gonna be stepsistered because of my my camp. Hell yeah. You know, I planned everything. Okay, so there are bandits that try to pop up from behind. One of them just killed themselves. Yeah, the camp just counted as cover. And I was able to jump over it, but the NPCs can't. That's actually unintentionally like the best strategy. And I was just fish in a barrel. Ow! Never mind. Yeah, the skoomers messed me up. I think I need more. The answer is always just more skooma. Get out of here. And I got more skooma from that guy, so the cycle continues. As I just fall forward from the skooma. My guy is just so... He's like just drugged out of his mind. All right. Can't believe being too drunk negates food effects. You get a debuff called Dead Drunk. Yeah, that's true. Although there are certain builds you can do for drunkenness. So it just kind of depends. All right. I keep raising evasion. So now I can get my dodge, or I could, there's some other goodies I could raise if I wanted to. One thing I haven't talked about yet are derived attributes. So derived attributes are honestly also super important. And you can see those when you go to the Requiem MCM. And you can also see them on the website, I believe. Is it the skills menu? Yeah. So as you raise health, magicka, and stamina, you end up being able to see what your stats increase are. So I get disease resistance based on stamina and health. I get stamina regen based on stamina, movement speed based on mostly stamina with a little bit of health, carry weight based on health and stamina. You get the drift. Hand-to-hand based on health and stamina. And then, you know, raising magicka raises magicka resist and things like that, as well as magicka regen. So there are derived attributes, so that's another thing to keep in mind. One of the earliest breaking point is 125. So remember how like a lot of races started at like 120 health or 120 stamina, 120 magicka. For those races, it's a good tip to just get it to 125 for the very first breaking point, just for the extra bit of regen or whatever it is. So, you know, like Nords, I think get like 140 health and 120 stamina. So getting them to 125 stamina, putting your very first point into stamina, you get a lot more value than putting 5 points into health. So keep your videos on YouTube. Yeah. I don't plan on taking them down, so people will be able to re-reference this. And this guide should be relevant for quite a while, hopefully. Oh, another thing that a lot of people don't know about is you can use shift to directly do certain things. So if you hold shift when you activate food, you can instantly eat the food. If you go to merchants and you hold shift and then you press eat, you can instantly go into their bartering menu. If you use it on followers, it'll instantly go to their follower inventory. So keep that in mind whenever you see something. Certain things you can press shift and it'll have an extra little thing that you can do. What's up, Gratitude? All weapons have power attacks? Yeah, all weapons have a backwards little attack. A backwards and then light attack is a parry, and this is third person. And then a backwards and power attack is, you know, usually a charging attack of some kind. Now, I really need Barbaric Might. It's taking me forever to... My power attack just drains so much stamina. I'm also going to grab Relentless Onslaught, because this will also reduce a lot of my stamina penalty from wearing heavy armor. So without those two things, my stamina is going to be rough.
New donation from Madlab Rat.
Yo, Madlab, thank you so much. Thing that reduces inventory time is great. I know. The merchant one is especially helpful, but I always forget to do it. Yeah, exactly. If you drop your weapon, you can shift E, instantly equip it. That's a really good one. Are these guys really not coming for me? That's actually surprising. Maybe I already killed them, or maybe they're just on vacation. Oh, there they are.
To oblivion with you.
Uh-oh. Did I freeze? I think I froze. I think my PC is genuinely overheating. When I tell you it is scorching hot in my room, I am like sweating. It's not even like letting me end task. You guys can still see the streamer, right? Yeah, you can pet horses and dogs and stuff. Yeah, there it goes, finally. My room is cooking. Should have saved. I did save. Well, this is actually going to be a good time to talk about Mod Organizer 2 stuff. So Mod Organizer 2, when you actually get the list, you have two profiles, right? You have default and ultra. They're not safe between the profiles because they use completely different outputs, different tree mods and everything like that. They just aren't going to be safe. I would not recommend trying it. But you have some optional mods that you can always enable. So for the default profile has a specific optional mod when it comes to it, which is the normal grass cache. So this will allow grass to not grow in objects. It might give you a performance boost. It might give you a performance detriment. You can always just try it out. Make some apple cabbage soup on the PC. Jeez. Oh, I'm kind of upset because we had somebody come the other day check out our AC. Dude charged us $300, did nothing. He charged $300 and literally did nothing. He just like tightened some stuff, but he didn't actually fix anything. And so yeah. Quick save with F4 save. Yeah. Quick saving is a full save. So the other optional stuff you have a bunch of different E and B options. The one I'm using right now is Amon. Cabbage was the old default. And still really enjoy Cabbage. It's still probably my favorite E and B. Amon is really heavy, and it probably doesn't help that it's that my room is melting me right now. All of these are just quick, disable one and, enable the other. Whenever you do this, though, you should try to clear your overwrite folder here. You can right click on overwrite below and clear the overwrite folder. That way it'll clear out your E and B cache. It might ask you to restart, but it's fine. You'll just click the button and then press play again. You have some optional gameplay mods. Some people like the running animation. Some people like the old running animations. You can just enable that here or disable it. Some people don't like with any mod, by the way, you can just right click visit on Nexus. Well, for most of them. This has like little motion. Some people don't like this. They get motion sick or whatever. So you can disable that. This mod makes it so enemies at high levels end up scaling in terms of stats. So LoreRim normally is de-leveled, and this doesn't undo de-leveling, but what it does do is make it so really low enemies are not, just a complete breeze when you're like level 50. Why don't you just incorporate the current Vigilant version into 4.1? You can see the Discord post, Kevd. There's some issues with the patch that we had. Amon looks a lot like community shaders. Yeah, we could agree to disagree. AGT S&P Creation Club backpacks makes it so your backpacks jiggle around. Very cool, but it does have a little bit of a performance cost. More Undying Undead makes it so undead rise from the dead unless you kill them with fire. You can double click this mod and go to the notes. It's been known to sometimes cause crashes. I was able to get a repeat crash when an undead was being resurrected, and I staggered them, and it was trying to do the stagger animation while also trying to do the resurrection animation, and it caused the crash. Go to bed. This mod just sees your character go to bed. It can just be buggy because you can sometimes get stuck in like tents and whatnot. This one is just a custom mod, but it makes it so while you're a vampire, if you have a hat on, you don't take the full vampire detriments. Improved camera and improved camera 2 makes it so you can see your character's body in first person. Also lets you be in first person on horseback and as a werewolf and a vampire lord. But it can cause some bugs. It is cool, but it can cause some bugs. STB widgets, those are the little widgets that you saw flying around on my screen earlier. That's the reskin for them. ENB frame gen, this lowers your base frames, but it does give you more fake frames back. So you can test that out. The only one of these I would say is not really always going to be safe is the dynamic stat scaler. So I wouldn't mess with this on existing saves. I would pre-add that. Then Arachnophobia mod changes some models. And like I said, with Edge UI, you can, if you want untarnished UI, just disable everything from the separator. And then LoreRim also has widescreen support for 21:9, as well as controller support. I was told Onman is no longer K-pop star in 4.1. That is true. Onman is no longer K-pop star. Also, while I load in, make sure to check out Instant Gaming. The last time I'll tell you guys about it on stream. But check out Instant Gaming for your gaming needs, cheap games, this and that. Bad influence of skooma consumption. Skooma consumption is good. I'm surprised that there's not Battlefield 6 on here yet. Maybe it'll Oh, it looks like it's coming. So I do want to actually wish list that, because if I do end up getting this, I don't want to pay full price to AEA. So it's a gaming good website. Skyrim on Skooma effects in combat. No, so Skyrim on Skooma, I disabled the in combat effects. You'll still trip and whatnot from Skooma, but it's not gonna like send you to like a different dimension or whatever. Outside of combat though, you do get Skyrim on Skooma effects and they can be pretty hilarious. You can turn into the Witcher or end up finding yourself in the middle of a musical. Austin, yo, thank you so much, Austin. If you ever come back, I'll have the red helmet. Oh, don't break my heart. The red helmet. The red helmet, man. I don't even know how many months that is, but yo, I appreciate the hell out of you, Austin. Is this the last update for LoreRim? Yeah. Yes and no-ish. It's the last bigger update that I'm mostly going to be involved in. The stuff in the future is mostly going to be handled by the helpers. I'll be the one to push the updates and implement the stuff. So as you can see there, I got the old UI now. But yeah, it'll be basically the last update, at least for a very long time. Well, I'm gonna probably do another little hot fix or two this week. Yeah, I start my new job next week, so then my wife is due with our second kid later this year, so I'm not really gonna be doing any modding stuff other than from time to time popping in to push an update that the community kind of put together and then dipping back out. But no more streams, no more videos. But hey, I had a good run. I mean, considering I do Skyrim stuff and mercy, you guys weren't about to give me mercy. Considering I do Skyrim stuff and I've had a stream get about 2,000 views before. That was the 4.0 launch. I mean, I can't really ask for anything else. You guys have been an awesome community. I will say, as toxic as the Skyrim community can be, I feel like you guys are really like a bright spot within it. Because, I mean, like genuinely, 99.9% of the people that have been in the bungalow, that have been in the streams, have been nothing but awesome. You know? Like genuinely, and it's something that people have complimented before, is that like, you know, our Discord, our community is just, you know, super helpful. You know, we're just regular ass people trying to chill. And of course there's going to be some bad eggs from the outside who try to ruin that, but like, you know, there's a lot of good people in the Discord. So yeah, I'm like super proud of the community we built, and the community is still going to be here. The community is going to be working together to make patches, going to be making unofficial add-ons for LoreRim. Some of them are going to get incorporated, some of them won't, but there'll be guides on installing them. I'm sure people, and I've already seen some mods on Nexus for LoreRim. You know, so LoreRim will continue on. Discord's not going to get closed. Discord's staying. 'Cause, I mean, even if and LoreRim's not going to disappear, but even if it did, you know, Ghoulified is still there with Ghoulified Reality. Now he's managing NGVO. And then the Conversationist, OK Kolokoi, has, you know, CSVP. And then there's another mod list author who might end up bringing their list to the bungalow. So And we got some people working on some things for both LoreRim and even larger things. There's projects in the works. I mean, the community has like sparked a lot of creativity and innovation and stuff. And I promise, I don't want to reveal too much. I don't want to reveal too much, but I promise, like, there's gonna be a lot more things coming out of the bungalow, even if they're not from me. Whenever I say bungalow, I kind of think of Beavis and Butthead Bungholio or whatever. I need TP for my or no, his name was Cornholio, right? He needs TP for his bunghole. Anyway, the bungalow. You're gonna say hi on Discord from time to time? Yeah, occasionally, but I'm really gonna be like, I'm gonna be spending a lot less time on Discord than I am now. But I'll be there. I'll be reachable still. You know, if something happens or whatever, and I'll try to say hi from time to time. So, but yeah, I mean, the main thing though is there's a lot of great resources for LoreRim. The website, like I said, the website. I mean, I'll show you the kind of sneak peek of some of the stuff. So you guys also already saw the racist thing. Also, you know, birth signs that'll tell you exactly what birth signs do. Blessings. Oh, this is actually insane. I never even saw this, but this is really useful. It'll show you the shrine locations of the different deities. That is very detailed. Shout out to Unk. Unk was well, Whisper, aka Rest of Us, you know, makes a lot of the website stuff, but Unk was helping a lot on the new website. So this is really awesome. Supernatural, so vampirism and stuff, lycanthropy. And then, you know, obviously it'll have the README. And then it'll have more guides in the future because there's still more stuff to add. Safe to modify stuff, stability, controller support. So the website is going to be very detailed. You know what would be really cool, Rest of Us? I don't know if this is going to be possible. I don't know how much more finagling would require. And also, like, I don't know if it'd be a good idea ultimately, but maybe like in the future, I'm not saying tomorrow, I'm not even saying next month or this year. It'd be kind of cool to have like a LoreRim forum. We could call it the LoreRim. But anyway, like a little forum for people to just ask questions and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, website's releasing very soon. Rest of Us saying this week, so there you go. But yeah, this will be a lot of good info, and like I said, there's going to be a lot of good things coming from the community. But did you guys have like any specific questions for me about any of this? The stream was a little bit rougher lately. I'm telling you, it's really hot as hell. I'm wondering if that didn't contribute to like some of my the stream lagging and instability yesterday or the day before with Vagabond and whatnot. It's been just insanely hot in my room. Our AC isn't like working perfectly, so. Weapon contest released. One of the weapons is already in. Like I said, you gotta craft it with ebony tier. Oh, that's one thing I should mention too. In LoreRim with smithing, you don't have to invest smithing perks into a lot of these. As long as you have the required skill level and you have the book, it'll give you the perks. So if I search encyclopedia, this is the first book of the Armorer's Encyclopedia. As long as I got it in my inventory, And I read it, bam. Gives me the first smithing perk. Is the new UI meant to hide uncovered locations? I don't know. Maybe. You'd probably have to finagle it. Too bad I found this gem late. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing bad about it at all. 4.1, I mean, there's a lot of lists. Here, think about it this way. There's a lot of lists that show promise, and they never really get into a fully playable state. There's other lists that are like pop out of nowhere, are really cool, and then just stop updating and just get outdated super fast. LoreRim, like, it'll be around and it'll have like a lot of community driven updates. So don't feel bad about me not having time to be as involved in all of this. LoreRim is 2 years almost in the making. How many mods total? So there's a real answer and then there's a fake answer. Well, I mean, then it depends on how you count mods, but so you could say based on how many active mods there are, there's 3,757, but that's oversimplifies it because there's a lot of mods, as you can see, that are disabled, a lot of mods that are combined. Now, if you go into the download section, every single download has the zip file and it has a little meta file that goes along with it. So if you count how many files are in the download section, which are 8,224, you divide it by 2, that's how many mods are downloaded from Nexus. So 4,112. 4,112 mods just from Nexus and, you know, whatever other sites. What builds are the most suitable for a full endgame playthrough? Are all of them viable? I've really tried to make every build viable. I have, you know, tweaked things endlessly. I've given buffs to certain builds. I mean, like, if you go and look at my old streams, I've done all sorts of builds. I've done, you know, unarmed. I've done, you know, stealth archer. I've done run and gun archer. I've done full warrior. I've done like berserker style build. Done tons of different mage builds. You know, really everything. Conjuration insanely strong. Restoration insanely strong. Like everything is going to be good and viable. It's just like I said, play into your strengths and then try to fill in the gaps of wherever your weaknesses are to make sure you're not like getting one shot by something. It just requires you to think about your build a little bit. You did a full mage destruction build. I did like I did a few spell blades where I did like a sword and then destruction. Full destruction would be even stronger. I did full alteration though. That was the murder hobo build. I was basically only using alteration, and that was insanely strong. So yeah. Add Ash of War and Elden Ring. Nah. Those sort of mods don't really belong in LoreRim. Play Vagabond for that. What list would you most likely be playing if you didn't make LoreRim? E- There's a lot of lists that I would play. It's hard to settle on one, you know? Lists are cool because you can always switch between them. You know, if I want my Requiem fix, I could go play, you know, Ghoulified Reality and get some 3BF tweaks experience. If I want, you know, Elden Rim, Elden Ring inspired, I could do Vagabond. Only thing I need is one perk Lion's Arrow from Ordinator. It's an Ordinator. It's in LoreRim. Lion's Arrow is in LoreRim. I added that when I was adding a bunch of Ordinator perks, so it is there. It's a slightly tweaked version, but yeah, it's there. Rectificator synthesis patching guide still relevant? Yeah, I mean, it's for the most part still relevant. If you didn't make LoreRim, you wouldn't have done NGVO, and a lot of other lists might have not have come out. That's true. I appreciate you, Golified. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like back in the end of 2023, the modding community kind of felt like it was slowing down, at least for mod lists. It felt like a lot of mod list authors were retiring. You know, if you go look at my old streams and old videos, I mean, ugh, here, let me show you guys something. Let me show you guys. This is just kind of mod lists in a nutshell. I want to show you guys something. You're gonna be like, oh. Let me see if I can. All right. So, all right, my oldest video, right? Living Skyrim 4. That was at the time that was my favorite list. Um and it February 3rd, 2023. I know it had a little update. I think April of 2024. And last I heard, Living Skyrim 5 was being worked on, but I mean, really hasn't updated since then. Legends of the Frost hasn't really updated since I made this video. LoreRim kind of comes back every now and then. Elysium Remastered hasn't really updated. Nago Gentle had some up. I think the last big update was 2023. Avio is not there anymore. Novus version 5, obviously, that has a version 6 now. You know, Arcade's Commandment got rebranded, so that's still there. Olvis Row is gone now. GV's Collection for OpenMW, I'm not sure if this is around. Arisen, no longer around. Kaizal still there. RWTF, I don't think is around anymore. Aldernari hasn't updated in a really long time. La La Land is still there. Craven, no longer around. Craven was a great list. I don't know if the Path is around. Tempest is around. Wasteland, Prospects no longer around. Phoenix Flavor hasn't updated. Nordic Souls is around and still healthy. Fable Lore no longer around, but you get my drift. Like so many of these lists are just not only are the lists not around, but the authors aren't even around anymore. And the ones that are around, most of them have not updated since then. So it's just kind of the way of things. Mod list authoring is a lot of time and effort. One thing I will say, gotta love these copyright things. Just be put yourself in the shoes of modless authors. You know, there's a lot of yeah, Roe recently stopped. There's it's every modless author that I know, that I've talked to, their number one issue that starts to demotivate them tends to be, in one way, shape, or form, the community. And it could be a multitude of things. It could be some jackass making a mod list tier list video and they're just completely dumpstering on a free mod list, you know, and spreading a bunch of bullshit misinformation. It could be just people being nasty, like they have a bad interaction in a Discord server, and it, you know, the normal adult reaction if you get banned from a Discord server, oh well, you know. Like who cares? The crybaby little bitch reaction is to go and rant about it online. And that sort of stuff, it's like, all right, you know, you say, okay, sure, you say fuck it, you know, one time, two times, whatever. But then when it's multiple people and the list gets larger, and then It's not just one or two people. You have thousands of people coming in. You know, more chances that there's going to be somebody acting like a little brat. And, you know, modless authors are people too. We have good days, we got bad days. So I'm just saying. So just be nice. People can be snappy online. Don't take it personally. Um, just know that modless authors are just trying to share something creative with you for free. They're not trying to be your enemy. Um, yeah, and like I promise, if you just and listen, even if you think somebody is being like an asshole to you, just let it go. Just let it go. I promise you. Like um worst case scenario, like, oh well, you had a bad interaction with them. It's not the end of your world. Is it really worth it to cause that person to end up burning out and leaving? Like, what good are you doing to anybody? You know, if you don't like a mod list, don't play it. If you don't like a mod list author enough to not play their list, don't play it. But honestly, like, it's not helping anybody just to rant about shit online. Now, if a modless author actually does something crazy, that's one thing, you know. Like maybe if I'm just saying hypothetically, if like a modless author, you know, like tried to get somebody banned from a platform for a supposed reason that ended up not being true, and then that person went around and started like doing things that they said that they were never going to do. I'm not saying names, but I'm saying, you know, maybe then it's like, okay, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. But I'm not saying names. But uh, most models authors that I interact with genuinely chill people. Like, um, I made some really good friends in this community. Like Wylick, awesome guy. Jack, author of Nordic Souls, really awesome guy. So I mean, like, there's a lot of people in this community that, you know, once you get to know them, they're they're actually really chill people. But
New donation from mostly_music.
hey, mostly music. Thank you so much. Um, but it's been fun though. It's been fun, and I'm excited to see what the community makes. I ain't got time for this shit anymore. I was literally earlier just spending time with my son, and I look at my phone and I'm getting DM'd about something, and it's like some other drama stuff. And I'm just like, I'm like, I'm not getting into this. Like, just leave me alone. LoreRim have Arcanum? No. We're best of friends. You just didn't know me. Laura is not happening. Laura is happening, but Laura Out is being managed by Kamora. But Kamora and I chat, and he gets my input on like what mods would be good to add, what mods would be good to throw out, graphic stuff and whatnot. So he's doing the driving, but we're collaborating in terms of like what the list should be. And plus, I ended up giving him. I mean, I'll show you. Just this is just what I had done. It's like way different from now. But I'll show you just like how much just swapping in like a little E and B and changing some weather mod can do for graphics. Because I think it's gonna look awesome. Let's check it out. My favorite mod of all time? I don't know. Unironically, probably like Requiem. Requiem just on its own just does so much stuff. The gameplay is, I mean, this. Rumpled rugs, no. Uh-oh. Do I have a save that's not here? The glowing sea. I'm just in the glowing sea. Come on, man. But yeah, I mean the visuals are gonna be really good. I mean, look at that water. I mean, that water is crispy. I mean, even in rain, I mean. You don't understand anything happening? It's like Skyrim with guns. Also, Scourge or whatever is being removed, so enemies are probably not going to be as spongy in the final release. We go to Diamond City. How much would you need yearly to do this work as your full-time job? 100K? I'm not gonna lie, more than more than that, because this sort of work doesn't come with retirement plan or medical benefits.
Is one of those things. It's that
Can't believe you eat that food. Only one thing worth buying in a dugout inn, and that's the booze.
Because I got a really good gig now that I start soon, and it's just a really good opportunity. This game does feel more like Skyrim than Starfield. Yeah, I think that's probably a good comparison.
No one wants to listen to that crap. Turn it off.
I really love how Reactor looks at nighttime, especially in Diamond City. There's just something about it that's just, it's so dope. Like, I really love the lighting. Is it bundled with LoreRim patch implicity? Yeah, it's a LoreRim specific thing. Wabbajack offering dental and pensions after 20 years of service. Oh god.
To newcomers.
I don't think anything like that's gonna happen. Same with Nexus. I was talking to a Nexus staff member and I was telling them I'm like, yeah, I'm just done with everything.
An hour out there. I'll take my chances on this.
Did you quit your new old at this point job? Yeah, so I'm starting my new job on Monday. That's my tentative start date, assuming they get all the supplies and everything that I need to me by then. All the paperwork mostly went through. I gotta go in tomorrow for like the was it 1099 W2 W2? I don't know, whatever you need, my social security number. So, but anyway, guys, hey, it's been a journey. I'll say that. You know, hopefully, more people keep making mod lists, and they will. You know, mod lists are not going to stop anytime soon. But yeah. I'm not good with goodbyes. I'm not good with goodbyes, so I guess you know, this goodbye, huh? I guess so. Yeah, I mean, hopefully you guys have fun with the latest update of LoreRim. Maybe in a post AI world. I mean, I had different plans, especially back. I mean, just a few months ago, I had different plans because May started to look really good for doing this full time. But then June was rough, July was rough, August was rough. Um, it was good though for a few months, you know. Plus, we met the coffee goal for um, paying for our medical out of pocket medical costs for this year because our out of pocket max is $7,500. So you guys are fucking awesome because delivering a baby is expensive. I'll tell you that. So, you know, but just all the laughs that we've had together, because I swear we see the funniest shit ever when I feel like every time I open up Skyrim, it's just gonna be something hilarious that ends up happening at one point in the stream. It's just something about it. I think it's just like the nature of you guys just chilling here with me. It just like brought that out, you know. Plus, I've never really done anything like super creative in my life, and this was like a wild journey. Uh, and I joke with my wife. I'm like, this was my early midlife crisis. You know, just like you know, giving it a go at like YouTube career and modding stuff and whatnot. But it was a lot of fun. You know, I got to discover talents that I didn't know I had. Got to make a lot of friends. Hopefully, got to make a lot of people happy. Those that I didn't make happy, I don't know, they can go cry about it on Reddit or whatever, or give me an email. Let me know how much you hate me. Um, but for those that liked it and liked hanging out, the bard build. Oh my god, the bard build with throwing the bear traps on the ground. That was actually way too funny. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's other streamers to go watch. You know, I'm not the only Skyrim streamer. Zen has been getting back into Skyrim, so check out Zen's channel. Ireshot streams Skyrim. Jay Serpa, if you want to, like I said the other day, if you want to know more about modding, Jay Serpa is gonna be a good resource. Magus 80, I think it's Magus 80 on Twitch. I think he might stream on YouTube sometimes too. I don't know. Sky King sometimes streams. Gamer Poet sometimes streams. Let's check people out. There's other folks. I will say just word to the wise, and like you can kind of just know what you're looking for. There's going to be some people who are genuinely trying to make a really cool uh modding experience for you guys, and then there's other people that are going to just try to, you know, they'll just pop out of nowhere, have like a flashy title and thumbnail and mod list, and they'll just randomly dip out. You know, if somebody's putting in the work for a year or two, like Jay Serpa, you know, they're doing something good. Yeah, Unk's been streaming. I mean, yeah, if you just go to the Discord, you know, just check out the content self promo channel every now and then. Um, there's going to be a ton of people here that are posting videos, posting streams. Bottle is starting to, and Bottle is a mod author too. So I don't know if Bottle showcases mod development, but you know, that's also a cool thing. Unk is a Requiem veteran, so Unk will have some good stuff. I mean, yeah, tons of folks. Heavy burns. Well, my biggest worry I'm kind of glad to be leaving because my biggest worry in the future is that there's going to be a day where at least the Bethesda modding community is not going to really be what it was. But we can look back on this as the good old days. I really think we are right now living in the good old days of modding. Because unfortunately, you know, if people make paid mods, that's their prerogative. I don't really care anymore. I just think it's doing a disservice to everybody. In the future, we'll see how it ends up going, especially with Elder Scrolls 6. I'm excited to see Sky Oblivion come out. Obviously, I'm not going to be around to stream it or anything or make a mod list about it. That was one of my plans if the full-time thing had worked out. I was going to make a Sky Oblivion list. I was also going to make a Vanilla Plus list. Not like Vanilla Plus, but like at least a familiar-ish system with most stuff, but then heavy on survival, heavy on immersion and stuff, and heavy on graphics, of course. But you know, plans come, plans go. At least LoreRim was able to cook. NGVO was able to cook. Lore Out is cooking. Joe becomes AI generated sky patched. Oh, earlier I was messing with stuff and I noticed some mod updated and they randomly added in sky patcher stuff that it didn't need to be added. I'm just like, why? Don't sky patch everything. For Sky Oblivion and GTAs. One thing that I'm sad I don't get to showcase for you guys is the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. I'll try to play it in my spare time, and maybe I'll let you guys know in Discord how it is. But yeah, that would have been fun to stream. You think with the unofficial support, full Vicken series? Maybe. You never know how things are. Maybe. We'll have to see what the helpers decide to do. And, you know, if somebody is a talented mod author, talented Requiem patcher, you know, feel free to reach out to somebody and we'll try to get something going. DMCO? No, I don't use DMCO because LoreRim is meant to play in both first and third person. DMCO is third person only. And Atari, Rust, C#, that people. Quick ambiguous shout out. Yeah, if anybody, most of the music's username is the same in Discord. If there's people who are coders, reach out to most of the music. Because most of the music is working on something. Oh, ha 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 ha. Something exciting. Patch note? It's there. It's in the version 4 changelog. There. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it off here, guys. I appreciate everyone so much. You know, this was a good little stream. Hopefully I was able to answer questions. Hopefully people can reference this in terms of, you know, little LoreRim tips and tricks for starting off. Because information should stay relative, but hey. USDs, I like that. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. As someone has been here for LoreRim since the first days, hope everything goes well. I appreciate you. And a really huge shout out to everybody who has just been like a lurker for the last like 2.5 years. Like, I don't think you guys know like how much it means to like the, you know, it's huge motivational support. Even if you were not able to type or didn't want to type or whatever, just lurking. Because I mean, like 300 average on YouTube is, yeah, that's a blessing. So thank you guys so much. Hey, appreciate everyone.
How can you kill a god? What a grand and intoxicating innocence. I'm a god. How can you kill a god? Shame on you, sweet Nerevar. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. God. I'm a god. I'm a god. I'm a god. Welcome, Moon and Star.
Hey, Husky Legs. Hey, thank you so much. As well as Elvis Tech. I see you guys.
Come,
I see you guys.
Come and look upon the heart. Look upon the heart. Oh, lay down your weapons. It is not too late for my mercy. Oh, come and look upon the heart.